we get another one of these? Yeah, I guess so. Damn. Daria? An imposing young archer is surrounded by a crowd of crusaders who are hanging on her every word. I hope this example clearly illustrates the difference between Jiska legionaries from the last war and the crusaders. The perfection of form and the spirit they were imbued during creation was turned them into parts of a well-balanced war machine, not a ragtag bunch of individuals, but a united whole. The Jiska Imperium was the first human kingdom to establish itself in the Inner Sea region after its centuries of darkness and devastation caused by the Earthfall. Its citizens spoke of a nearly forgotten language called the Jiska, whose alphabet became the basis of the alphabet used in modern languages of Skald, the Sarian, and Teldane. At its height, it dominated all of northwestern Garund and also southwestern Avestan. Raids of desert nomads and powerful attacks from outsiders from negative or minus 33,000 onward, and a lack of strong eastern trade route led to the slow decline of Jiska. Orison, then a burgeoning kingdom under the control of the powerful pharaoh of the Forgotten Plagues, pushed westwards, and it overthrew the already weakened Jiska, and the Imperium was plunged into numerous succession wars from around minus 2764, which it was never again able to recover its former political, military, and economic power. Because of this military and economic defeat, the important cultural, magical, and technological advances of the Jiska Empire were largely lost and forgotten. Indara, now tell me again why I'm supposed to be impressed by your reckless assaults, where everyone is fighting for their ego and the right to beat their peers. Swift but pointless, heroic sacrifice. Some of the crusaders grumble unhappily, but it is clear they are captivated by the woman's words. The only exception is a scraggly and disheveled halfling monk whose puffy black eye gives him away as a brawler and a troublemaker. He enthusiastically pushes forward and tries to engage, but one of his friends quickly jabs him in the back with an elbow, making the poor fellow pause to catch his breath. Listen quietly to the discussion. Canabra's Crusader. One of the Crusaders angrily curls his fists tightly and resorts with a burst of passion. If you think those gist of yours, or whatever, had come for us, we would have gotten their guts for garters. You think we never fought a mighty adversary before? The soldier's stern facade cannot fully conceal his relish. He clearly plans to enjoy this confrontation. The Crusaders around him look upon their exotic opponent with a mixture of irritation and piqued interest. The woman chuckles to herself before cutting off her interlocutor. I would love to see you storm a 60-foot tall walking castle shaped like a gigantic elephant that carries siege fortifications on its back. Now have you know, these fortifications were defended by the Justican priest craftsmen armed with demon-bound war machines. They used Yeah, they use the enemies you cannot defeat as mindless weapons. The woman gives the people around her a triumphant look as she adjusts her hair with pointed nonchalance. Her voice takes on a lecturer's tone. You should not argue with someone who happens to be the most authoritative researcher on the history of warfare in 3,000 years before the foundation of Absalom. The woman looks at you and flashes an amused smile. The lecture is over. Do my esteemed listeners have any questions? Who are you? I am Indaro, a warrior, a magus, a scholar of classical warfare from Garund. The woman peers at you apprehensively, then sighs. I admit that I am mildly offended by the fact my name is entirely unfamiliar to you, but I'm willing to accept that this is due to Avistan's isolation from the sophisticated creature of the world at large. Why did you come here? To witness a legendary war, the confrontation between the denizens of a plain famous for its love of violence and the crusaders of every continent, united by a common goal, defending their home. An epic struggle of colossal proportions that hasn't been particularly epic so far, truth be told. Pink Eye, the monk with the black eye grins and mutters under his breath, maybe she just can't see it from up here. The view will get way more epic if she stops hiding among us and takes a walk outside. The woman smirks contemptuously. She does not deem the monk's comment worthy. I disagree. The Crusaders are doing a commendable job of resisting the demons. Oh yes, and the situation we found ourselves in can attest to that. But then again, the demons are no better. Their preferred strategy involves brute strength, mindless assault, and unfounded confidence in their superiority. You are wrong to treat the Crusaders with such disdain, allow me to explain. A debate, then I will be happy to prove that the current conflicts can't hold a candle to the last war of Jiska. Very well, the last war of Jiska was waged upon a significantly greater number of troops. Both sides actively relied on reinforcements from allied planes. Their strategic planning was perfected through no fewer than 7 rounds of intensive design. None of the above applies to this war of yours. Compared to the Jiska, we are but stone club wielding kobolds. I would like to conclude my thesis with a few words of counsel from Dagon, advisor to the Pharaoh of the Forgotten Plagues, but I doubt you will comprehend any of the true genius of his statement, but here it is nonetheless. A gadfly sees the ox pays no heed. A gadfly sees the ox pays no heed to the gadfly, but the crimson fever takes them both. The events of the past are a legend, but the fate of the world is being decided here now. That is what you fail to grasp. The earnestness on the faces of those around you is taken away by... The earnestness on the faces around you has taken away Iridina's penchant, encouraging her to backtrack and stumble over her words. Of course, I'm not trying to diminish the importance of current events. What I'm trying to say is from the standpoint of history, and particularly the history of warfare, she falls silently, fixedly staring at unfriendly eyes in the audience. The true importance of these developments won't become obvious until later. Indara offers a pretentious dismissal. As a scholar, I cannot deny that there is a certain truth beneath your skeptical statements. History is a complex discipline rooted in fact and evidentiary base that grows ever more meager the further described in the period is at the present moment. Of course, if I were to argue in bad faith, the way the Crusaders embellished their tales of slaying a single Brimrock and adding dozens of Balers, for example, I could win this debate, but I am above such things, and therefore I am forced to admit that your skepticism is not entirely without merit. I am sure you will expound upon your arguments in a longer discussion. And Daenerys nods with obvious relief. I am glad we both understand this limitation. It is always a pleasure to face a worthy opponent, even if the debate takes place in a grimy tavern. Perhaps especially because of that. Daenerys unbuckles her sword belt and hands you the weapon. This is a worthy blade. It will be used not only for the strong, but also for the wise. The Claw of Jessica. Yeah, and this is where I must bid you farewell. Before the end of the day, I was planning to observe how wicked demons use pack tactics to drive their prey like herds of livestock. It is about time I got back to my research. The hint of smile graces Indara's lips when she sees the disappointment in the many eyes of the crusaders around her. Stay safe. Gimil Hawks. Gimil Hawks, the huge albino's blood-filled eyes staring passively at you from behind the bar. What'll it be? Who are you? The albino slowly takes your measure with his red eyes, and finally, with a gentle sigh, says, Gimil Hawks, vampire. Vampire, is it? Then pour me a glass of whatever you serve our kind here. Gimel coolly brings out something from under the counter, a flask of cloudy liquid. Here, fresh elf maiden blood, only for our kind. How did you end up in the Crusader City? How did anyone end up here? How did you, or them? With a huge hand, the tavern keeper gestures to the ragtag group assembled in the room. The world is big, but still there isn't a place for everyone. People who no longer have a life anywhere else, they end up here. The medallion you're wearing, that's a sacred symbol, isn't it? Are you a cleric of Caden Kalian? I am a tavern keeper, best in the city, best there's ever been, and I pray to the best god there is. Any news in the city? Well, the albino looks around. There are demons everywhere, and you showed up. Are there places in the city worth visiting? If you mean places that normal people can go and usually stay well away from, there are plenty, like the Pataxian wine cellar. Gamble pauses for a minute. The name of the place alone should make you quiver in fear. It once belonged to a Pataxian trading house. Then King Iravedi came into power in Pitax and the properties started changing hands. Soon after, the cellar shop assistant was found in a ditch. Not all of them, mind you, just the head. Numerian gangsters had taken possession of the place, and they wanted to sell something stronger than wine on the street. They ended up on the gallows. Then King Iravedi's number was up, so now the stores stands empty and unclaimed. People say that a headless ghost wanders the place at night, moaning ghoulishly. Ooh. Show me what you got, Holmes. That seems handy. Alright, let's go talk to Irabeth rubs her red and tired eyes. Any success? How's the city? There's a traitor I'm trying to track down. Who's your informant among the Typhlings? Irabeth arches her eyebrows in surprise. Kinnibrus is threatened by a demon horde, and you have enough spare time to help out thieves? Irabeth sighs. I don't like this. I hope you know what you're doing. I'll tell you everything I know. I did not see my informant's face. He slipped out of a dark alley, handed me a note, then disappeared. Irabeth hesitates as if she's trying to remember. He had a cloak with a hood masking his face, but the horns, the long horns, didn't fit under it. There should be a guardian golem in the Ancestries and Wonders, the shop they tried to rob. The owner gave us the construct's code word just in case. The golem itself was destroyed, but the head seems to be intact, so you can interrogate the thing and find out what it saw. The code word is Hand of Anori. The shop's owner must have escaped, but there's a chance you'll get lucky with the golem. The demons plan on attacking Defender's Heart very soon. Thanks for the warning. We knew it would happen, but we didn't expect it to happen so soon. The demons are highly chaotic and disorganized. Someone must be going to great lengths to gather the horde and smother the aspects of resistance. We'll make sure there's a few prizes in store for them. This is a brand new Pathfinder game, Kakio Bear. Irabeth pensively drums her fingers on her chin. My scouts in the city haven't reported any movement of demon hordes. The Defender's Heart is safe, at least for now. I'll send a messenger for you when the situation changes. I gotta go. Go. May Iomade keep you safe.
I know the way. We will be victorious.
The Inheritor guides my blade.
Do you want to enter this location? Yes.
Follow my lead.
Hello? Is anyone there? Please, get me out of here.
I found
What do we
something.
have here?
A lot of shit in here. Demonic Heart. Classic. Polished oak shelves will showcase magical rings and amulets. Now what's left are the grubby handprints of the robbers. Each weapons displayed here. It's unlikely they're new owners units. A formerly well-appointed shop now looks in a sorry state. It has been completely ransacked. Lying on the corner next to the scorched wall are soot-covered shards of a gray golem's head. The golem's eyes glow in the gloom. Master. Code word. Hand of Anori. Code word. Correct. The golem's eyes glow brighter. Awaiting orders. Tell me about the suspicious people who came to the shop last week. The golem sits silent for a moment. 56 individuals entered the shop. Human, female, old. No male, old. Human, female. Voljif, he'll be reading off customers until nightfall. We need to ask in a different way. Were any of the suspicious people tieflings? The golem is silent for a while. Tieflings, 3. Tiefling male, middle-aged. Tiefling male, young. Tiefling female, young. Describe the young male tiefling. Tiefling male, medium height. Short horns curling it backward. Medium length tail. Eye color, yellow. Hair color, black. Special observations. Annoyed master. Woljif. Horns, hair, tail. That sounds like me, but it's not possible. I know what the security's like here. I didn't come near the place. I give you my word, Chief. No special observations. Subject was unremarkable. Fair. See? Can't have been me. Describe the middle-aged tiefling male. Tiefling male. Medium height. Long horns. Medium length tail. Eye color, pale blue. Skin color, dark. Special observations. Red hair. Oh, that's our trader. I bet your life on it. Kiramissi drilled into our heads that we wasn't to go hanging around about the shop. Red hair. We got a couple of gingers and plenty more that might get out of a bottle. So much for special observations. Golems ain't all they cracked up to be, eh? Maybe Master knows more. Describe the female tiefling. Tiefling female. Above average height. Hair. Long. Pale. Tail not observed. Long horns. Eye color blue. Special observations. Scar on nose. Baldric with gold stitching. I don't know that one. A new rival to the city, most likely. Gold stitching, eh? Wouldn't mind getting to know her a little better. The golem is silent, waiting for an order. Where is your master? Philomon Philetros, my master is in his hiding place. Revealing the location of the hiding place is prohibited. 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 He'd likely hold himself up in the basement when all the commotion started. That entrance should be around here. Somewhere. Where's the basement in this place? The basement is below me. I guard the basement. Leaving my post is prohibited. I found everything I wanted to know. Might as well help ourselves to the rest of his shit. Finian, the talking weapon. Phew, free at last. I thought I'd be flattened into a pancake under that rubble. Much obliged. Damn, I'm not in any pain, but my head is still foggy for some reason. What's with all the hubbub in the city? Name's Finian. I'm a Pathfinder. If there's anything I can do to help, I will. You're a Pathfinder? That's right, Finian Dismar, Pathfinder and Crusader. I roam around the world wound wherever my task leads me, scouting mostly, but this last while I've been hanging around in Kenebris, waiting till I'm needed again. I'm bored out of my mind. At least this shop makes for better lodging than some inn. What I meant was, what are you? What's that supposed to mean? I told you. You want to know where I hail from? Is that it? Well, I'm from around here, actually. We Kellids of the Star Eye clan fled when the World Wound trouble began. I couldn't stand by while demons wreaked havoc, so I came back. Or did you ask about my weapon of choice? My best weapon is every weapon. I'm a skilled and capable fellow, if I do say so myself. I can swing a sword and poke with a spear, but I'm best at communicating with spirits. That's what folks like me call phantom blades. A phantom blade? What is that? It's like a spiritualist, but with a twist. It means that some spirits took a liking to me at some point, and I can turn into whatever weapon I need. Handy, eh? I don't need any whetstones or enhancements. Doesn't take up space either. Although to be fair, it's not a barrel of laughs. The spirits that bestow this kind of power don't come from happy places. They're not exactly bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. They usually appear after great battles and leave few survivors. The city is under attack by demons. Wait, what? Last thing I saw was that I came here with thieves breaking in here. Then the guards came in and everyone was running around. After that, it's a bit of a blur. Right when things got intense, they dropped a cabinet on me. I couldn't even help the owner, just laying under the shelves like a dimwit until you came along. If there are demons in Kenabris, we must do something about it. The city needs every blade it can get. Hey, do you mind talking with me? I don't think I can handle this alone anymore. And besides, the more the merrier. How'd you end up in the shop? God, I've been here so long I don't even remember anymore. Just sitting around waiting for any word from the Pathfinders, but it looks like everyone's forgotten about me. The shop owner is an old friend of the Pathfinders, so I've taken up residence here. Alright, I'll take you with me. I swear you won't regret it. I can do all sorts of things. Is there anything in your party missing? A sword, a spear, a bow? Just say the word. Finian the Talking Weapon. You now have a unique companion, Finian the Talking Weapon. You can access him by clicking on a special button in your inventory and initiating dialogue with him. There are no limitations to changing his form. He'll just become more powerful as his personal story progresses. I mean, start dialogue. Hail to the adventurers. You know, I never regretted following you. Everyone seems to have resolve around you, like beavers in a meal wheel. I'll have to write a story in my Pathfinder Society, or a report in my Pathfinder Society. Although, think about it, it's been a while since I sent them any reports. I once talked about you. Sure, go ahead, although I haven't really done anything noteworthy yet. You do realize you're a weapon. What kind of question is that? I mean, sure, the clerics keep going on about every crusader being a weapon of Eomade, but I don't speak of myself in fancy words like that. I'm just a lad with 2 arms, 2 legs, and more freckles than I like. I choose where to go and whom I fight for. I don't want to become someone's weapon here. Eridan is dead. Now everyone decides their own fate. I want to talk about something else. It's not for now. I want to keep going. Hey, if you feel like chatting, I'm always here. This is 2 through 9 damage. Excuse me, Damien. I'll require a drink. Drink a potion. Drink a second potion. Move the golem.
This is not possible.
I guess we can't move him just yet. We'll be back. It's a wee bit rainy. Enormous cracks appeared magically and induced earthquakes struck the land. I used up my healing powers for the day. I should have prayed to harder to Iomi Day.